Hey guys, so to start off today's look, I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Infallible Foundation and the Tarte Buffer Brush. And I'm just going to work this into my skin, making sure I have a nice, consistent, and even coverage across my face. And make sure you're really buffing it in because you don't want any patches that aren't blended very well or anything like that. So I just really work it in my skin. Next, I'm going to use the Urban Decay Naked Concealer in the Morphe E8 brush, and I'm going to use this to kind of highlight and conceal at the same time. I'm placing that under my eyes in a triangular shape, down the bridge of my nose, below my eyebrows, and a little bit on my Cupid's bow to highlight the face, and then I'm just going to buff it in with that brush. I'm making sure to do more patting motions as opposed to pulling. That way I don't actually remove the product from my face. Instead, I'm actually buffing it into the skin. And the perk with that is that you're not actually removing the product from that area of your face. You're actually buffing it into that exact same spot. That's going to give you the fullest coverage. And I always go in and kind of pat under my eyes. That way I can remove any creases. And then I'm going to set it with the Ben Nye Cameo powder and just a regular old makeup sponge. And I'm putting that under my eyes and on my eyelids, and then I'm just dusting it off with a Duo Fiber brush. For brows, I am using the new Anastasia Beverly Hill Brow Definer in the shade Medium Brown. I'm using the spoolie to kind of shape my eyebrows, and then I'm using the flat end to underline my brows. And then once I do that, then I'll go on the top and line them up there. And then once I'm done with that, I just kind of feather it into the rest of my brow to give a very natural look. I mean, not really that this is very natural, but a more natural, less harsh eyebrow look. And I keep using the spoolie to make sure that it's really blended in. That also helps to kind of disperse the pigment. Once I'm happy with my brows, I just use a little concealer to clean them up, and then I'll set it with the Benefit Gimme Brow in light medium. This stuff is really awesome. You can even use it if you're not wearing any brow products and just use that. And to start with eyes, I'm going in with the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. I'm using this shade as kind of a transition shade. And I'm really going to spend time making sure that I really buff this in. I don't want any harsh lines. I want to make sure that everything looks very seamless, so I keep going back and forth and making sure I'm blending. And then I'll move on to this plum shade. I'm going to kind of put this in the similar area, but I'm just going to place it a little bit lower than I did the previous shade. Still buffing it into the crease and a little bit more onto the actual lid as opposed to the upper crease. And just really making sure, again, that I'm blending this in. For the lid, I'm going to use this pretty shimmery shade. And I'm actually just going to use my finger to place it on my lid. That way I can get the most color payoff. And then I just go back in with that blending brush and make sure I kind of merge the colors together. That way I don't have any harsh lines. And I'm going to use that plum shade on my lower lash line. And I'm just buffing it in using a small crease brush. I'm also placing that shimmery color in my inner corner and using the NARS Rue Bonaparte eyeliner in my waterline. For my wing, I'm going to use the Kat Von D, this is the Tattoo Ink eyeliner in the shade, I believe it's Hemingway. It's the brown one. And basically I'm just tracing my lash line and building it up to my the thickness that I want, and then I start the wing. I kind of lightly wing it out, and then I connect it to my lash line, and then I really fill it in that way. It makes it a lot easier for me to do it that way as opposed to starting with the wing and then building it in. And of course, then I'm just going to repeat the same exact thing on the other side. But really just take your time with this. But I feel like this liner pen is so easy to work with. Like if you struggle with doing your wing liner, you need to go try this stuff because it's bomb. And of course, once I'm done with that, I'll curl my lashes, and then I'm going to apply the Benefit They're Real mascara. I usually use about 2 coats, usually a little bit more if I'm not applying false lashes, but I am today. And of course, don't neglect the lower lashes. I just can't do it on camera. For setting my face, I'm just using the Cover FX Illuminating Setting Powder. And then I'm going to move on to contour. I'm using the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. I'm using that middle contour shade. And this is a Sephora small contour brush, I think, or small blush brush. I can't remember. I'll put it in the description box, but it's awesome for contour and buffing it in. Doesn't leave any harsh lines. For my nose, I'm just using this smaller contour brush from IT Cosmetics and buffing it into the side of my nose and at the tip. And then I'm going to do my highlighter. This is the Benefit High Beam Illuminator, and it's bomb, you guys. I know I already said that about something else, but you all have to go try it. It's so awesome. You just kind of lightly dab it on and then buff it in with your finger using patting motions. And then once you set it with powder, it's so pretty. Like, I'm just really obsessed with it. I really want to get the other color. But I'm going to set it with the Anastasia Starlight Illuminator. And this is also really pretty set with the TheBalm Mary Luminizer as well. Blush, I'm going to use the Tarte Blushing Bride. This is one of my favorite blushes. It's just so pretty. I'm just placing this right between the highlight and the contour. And then for lips, I'm using the NYX Liquid Suede liquid lipstick. And this is in the shade Tea and Cookies. Sorry, I didn't quite get all of the liquid lipstick application filmed. It must have died. And then to set on top, I'm using that Anastasia lip gloss in the shade Metallic Rose. And this is such a pretty combination, you guys. I apply my lashes offline, but I use the Lily Ghalichi London lashes. And this completes my look. I hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you guys so much for watching.